Hello and welcome to the second annual Charlton Athletic Community Trust Awards. I'm Dave Berry, a proud ambassador of all things CACT. Now, as you can see, things look a little different this year. This is nothing to do with COVID-19, by the way. I just realised it cut down on my commute time if I lived in the studio. Now, before we get down to this evening's awards, I think we should hand over to Charlton Athletic Community Trust Vice President, the one and only Lord Michael Grade, CBE, who is going to give us a review of the year.
Hello, my name's Michael Grade, Lord Grade of Yarmouth, and I'm very, very proud to be the Vice President of the Charlton Athletic Community Trust. And just for the record, I've been a fan of Charlton Athletics since 1950. So anyway, before we hear the winners of the different CACT awards, I'd like to take a moment to reflect on the incredible last year for the Community Trust. In the 2019-2020 financial year, the Trust worked with 46,778 people in South-East London and Kent. CACT is providing vital support for the most vulnerable in the community, improving health, education and employment, and reducing crime, and that's in normal times. Now, we've always prided ourselves on responding to the needs of our community, and this has never been more true than when lockdown started. Suddenly, we had local residents, many of whom were already vulnerable, who couldn't leave their homes for food and medication, and in a matter of days, our team at CACT put the systems in place for the Greenwich Community Hub and tripled the call centre's staffing, all the while already starting to do food shopping and deliver essentials to those who didn't have anyone else to turn to. I just think it's worth sharing some of the statistics that show the scale of the commitment and the operation. We've had over 106,000 phone calls received via the Community Hub, 4,219 food boxes delivered to date, 1,864 vital prescriptions collected and delivered, provided 211 local residents with regular befriending calls. That's a really lovely touch. At the same time, staff were adapting existing programs to make them safe to deliver for those who still needed CACT's support. I'm sorry I can't host you all at the House of Lords like we usually do to celebrate the awards properly this year, but for obvious reasons. But I'm really hoping that we can get together again soon. And in the meantime, let me personally congratulate everyone at CACT for the huge amount of support they're providing for the community, and particularly all the winners and the nominees of this year's CACT Awards.
Thank you, Lord Grade. Lord Grade, everyone. What a guy. It has certainly been a very busy year for all things trust-based. And now, well, it is time to move on to the business of the evening and our first award. This will be announced by a footballing legend that comes in the shape of Charlton midfielder Jenna Legg. Jenna, it's all yours.
Hi everyone, I just want to say a massive well done to all involved at Greenwich Community Hub for winning Team of the Year at this year's Charlton Awards. Credit to everybody who made it a successful one and adapted to their roles following the COVID-19 outbreak. Now let's hear about your experiences.
Good stuff, I'm ready, let's go.
It was an amazing effort by CACT. All round.
We were receiving and making around 1,500 to 1,600 calls a day, so we needed the extra staff. So we had about 60 people on the phones. They all needed to know how the phone system worked, how the CRM worked, how to do referrals and support anyone that's phoning in.
It was quick fire. We sat down, made some presentations on how to use the CRM, got everyone together on Teams or Zoom.
The Health Improvement Department sort of had somebody like the call centre and things like that in place already. I think to expand that so quickly was pretty amazing.
That meant we mobilised the whole of CACT and we had about 90 staff coming on board, which was amazing. People from every department.
The support we were given from the Trust and the assurances and training really stood out, and we were really well supported and we were given all the time in the world when things were difficult.
I was part of the team that was delivering the food packages, picking up medication and also doing some hospital runs to shielding people that couldn't get out, obviously by public transport or taxis. They was too scared to get.
I was asked to go to the valley every day to be able to support with mainly with admin work. So I think the job title was COVID-19 Administrator.
I started off as a delivery person, so taking food parcels to people, collecting medication and dropping that off to people that were self-isolating. and really doing any jobs that was asked of me to help the community.
We had a few of us, again, all hands on deck, getting out to those sort of pharmacies of South-East London, getting the medication, getting the supplies and getting them delivered to people in time for them to take them.
We were actually in our own sort of lockdown at home, really, if you like, so you're stuck at home, so it's just nice to talk to someone, really, and then just have that human sort of contact. But some of the calls were very inspiring and some of them were quite challenging and really quite upsetting,
You'd ring someone up and they would say to you something like, my mum died last week, or I haven't seen anybody since January, or I haven't got any money. And it was really hard, and they were so pleased to speak to someone that they were telling you things that you probably wouldn't have shared normally with a stranger on the other end of the telephone.
It was an eye-opening to see that there are people out there who don't have no support network, and it was hard to separate my emotions, because you can grow attached to people in a very short amount of time.
A man locked himself out, and then we kept him company. We just didn't abandon him. We said we'll stay with you. We phoned RBG to get someone in to get him back into his flat, and we were there for 5 hours. And that learned a lot about the guy. He told me his whole life story, and I felt like I was a friend.
To see that kind of hardship, especially at the start, and the struggles that these individuals were going through was quite hard, but it was something that probably motivated me to do the best I could every day with them deliveries and make sure that we're getting everything that we need for these people.
It feels good, to know that you are helping people that are vulnerable and need a bit of help in their time of need. So, we've done all the queuing for them and such, and made their life easier.
It can be commended enough, the things that people have done, and thank you to everybody that's played a part in the community hub, from every team. I know everybody took part in it, and all the support that we've been given. Just a great big thank you, and congratulations, and well done to everyone.
Guys, you have done fantastic work, and the reason that I wanted to spend a little bit of time in your company today was to tell you that you are the winners of Team of the Year. You're taking that award, Deb and Andy. I know you're going to be sharing it out amongst so many people who worked hard. Congratulations. Andy, would you like to get the acceptance speech underway for me, my friend?
Well, wow.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. That's amazing. It has been an amazing team effort. Everyone has, like Deb said, everyone has stepped up and gone above and beyond our normal roles. Everyone's enjoyed it. We've met and spoken and helped so many amazing people around the borough. So it's just wonderful to be part of this and not having to sit at home and just twiddle my thumbs. It's been really good to be on the front line supporting the community.
Well done to you, Andy, and the team. Debs, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I echo that. It has been a massive privilege that we could be in the position to do this, that our commissioners and our partners, RBG, GCDA, all of the people there that worked so hard to make sure that the whole structure and the whole process worked. And everybody, I just want to say, for the people at CACT that stepped up to come and work in a health improvement team, fantastic. I'm absolutely emotional about it. And there's people there I've met. I didn't know much about what you did, but I've seen what you can do. You've come and worked in our department, and my word, I can see exactly why this trust is successful, because people weighed in a job, and I've got to say, a job that they never knew anything about. They just jumped on. There's people that sat on the phone speaking to people in the borough who are so stressed, so worried. They just jumped on these calls and they heard some harrowing things. They just dealt with it, and these are people that are normally football coaching, people that are working in education, people in the youth service. We had half the youth service jump in, running the fulfilment. I mean, they were amazing, and without them, it wouldn't have worked. So from me to everyone at Trust, heartfelt, thank you. An amazing job.
Congratulations once again to everybody at the Charlton Athletic Community Trust who took part in the Community Hub. Now, our second award this evening is for Partner of the Year, and it's going to be announced by everybody's favourite human on planet Earth right now. It's the Gaffer. Mr. Lee Bowyer.
The winners of the Partner of the Year award are Fiona Harris and Jackie Davidson on behalf of Greenwich Public Health. Congratulations.
Jackie and Fiona are our commissioners, and they commissioned Live Well Greenwich, and they've commissioned the infrastructure which was able to support the community hub.
What we recognised as lockdown was approaching, we needed something in place, and we needed a really good approach, and we needed it really fast. Now, I knew from my work with Live Well Greenwich that we'd worked with Charlton Athletic Community Trust for many years. And I knew the services that we built together.
Their experience of working with vulnerable people, but also their experience of supporting them in a strength-based way. So actually identifying what was possible for families.
There's been times when I've taken calls and somebody that's registered within our borough, that lives within our borough, has actually gone to Shield with family quite far away. I believe we had a food supply delivered as far as, I think it was Cornwall. I feel that it's been amazing, the support that everyone's had. It's been like a lifeline, really. There's been a lot of residents that have lived alone, that are shielding, haven't got a lot of family or friends.
Picking that phone up and just getting a happy smiley face at the end of the phone call and getting a little giggle out to somebody that was elderly that doesn't speak to anyone for weeks or days sometimes made such a difference.
I think everyone could be very proud of saying, like, when it was really needed, that the Community Hub, CACT, RBG, everyone came together and supported the residents of the borough. And I think that's massive, you know.
And that really was about how we've managed to build the trust and that way of working together.
I don't think any single organisation or any single people could have done what we've done if we hadn't have worked together. So it's for everyone, really. It's a massive thank you for everyone.
The reason I wanted to speak to you both today is to tell you that you've not only been nominated, but you've won. Congratulations, Jackie. Congratulations, Fiona. You are the winners of Partner of the Year, and deservedly so. Fantastic work from Public Health Greenwich. This is your acceptance speech moment. Who wants to start? And you are allowed to thank your parents or whoever you want. Go ahead.
I think I'm gobsmacked. I think
you shouldn't be. It's so well deserved. It really is. Congratulations. So how are you feeling right now?
Well, absolutely fantastic. I mean, it was a partnership. I can't accept it without accepting all the hard work that CACT did too. It is just amazing that we won. I'm so pleased. Yeah. But it was that so many different people contributed. Some people I never even met, but I know they were working hard in the background. So I can't thank both from RBG staff, from Charlton staff. What an amazing thing to win. Couldn't be.
It is. I also think we need to accept it on behalf of a lot of our staff that were working alongside, because we had some real troopers who absolutely stepped up to the mark and worked alongside CACT as they needed to. And the relationship that our team particularly, but also other people in the council have now got with CACT, it's just brilliant. It really is brilliant. And so it's absolutely fabulous, but it's got to be on behalf of those people too.
Congratulations to Fiona and Jackie and everyone at Public Health Greenwich for all your hard work, and to GCDA, who were highly commended for your support with the Community Hub.
GCDA has been based in Greenwich for nearly 40 years. We work in partnership across the borough, and our core aim, I suppose, is tackling inequality, supporting the most vulnerable communities. From the beginning, we were involved in those conversations. I think the council was trying to mobilise.
Well, what are the offer? How do we support people? How do we triage people? When is it about support around payments? When is it support about shopping? Until eventually we got the model that we did, and it was incredibly intense, incredibly collaborative.
As we talked, and there was all of these volunteers who were coming out, which was amazing, the kind of support from the local community to help others in their local community. But the problem with that was
these volunteers spending hours queuing, putting themselves at risk, going into shops and so on. And so we came up with the idea of a food box. So the community hub was taking all the calls, and then we would download from them the kind of sheets and get all the numbers of boxes and so on. So we had kind of a vegetarian box, a meat box, and then we also introduced ready meals to that for people who didn't have the ability to cook. And what really came out was that these were people who have always been in poverty. You know, a lot of them have just been struggling for years. And what the pandemic has done is really highlighted that to a number of people who maybe, you know, maybe it wasn't so clear to before, but it certainly is now, and it's on everyone's radar and it's on everyone's agenda, which is a good thing.
Thank you very much, and we're really, really honoured to be commended.
Now, we move on to Participant of the Year, 18 and under, which is being presented by my fellow CACT ambassador, the one and only super talent that is Autumn Sharif. Autumn.
This is Autumn X. I'm sending you a video to congratulate you on all of your recent work and participation within the community. When I read a little bio of you, what struck me the most was your leadership skills, your kindness, your willingness to learn, humility. There's so much great stuff within you, and I'm so glad you're being celebrated as a young woman. It's great for that to happen earlier on. I hope this motivates you and pushes you further into your destiny, further into your potential. And I'm proud of you as a young woman to see that you are already out here volunteering your spare time and actively being a great member of our community.
Yeah, Jackie, when I first met her, she was quite misunderstood, I found. She was a typical 11-year-old girl who would attend every evening that she possibly could. You know, she's had quite a bad home life. You know, she's pretty resilient. She's had to learn to be resilient.
Initially, she would just walk away, walk off, not talk. But she is getting better. Don't you think she is getting a lot better, Emma?
Her development, her courage is just, it's outstanding how this girl has been on such a journey. And I think it's part of every youth worker that works at Quarterdeck, all just kind of giving her that positivity, because I don't think she gets much of it at home.
During lockdown, she completed her health and social care, her English. She didn't get her maths this time, but considering she had to work at home on a laptop virtually, she did really, really well, and I was at the end of the phone. Last year, she volunteered in virtually every single youth group, every single evening. And she would support younger members, older members, she'd support staff. If she could see a young person was not themselves, she would talk to them. If she was concerned, she'd obviously then talk to us.
I could go on for ages about Jackie. I just think she's one of them young people that has just come so far, and knowing that youth services are still there to help and support her.
I'm so happy and so proud on a personal level. Definitely.
Yeah, I am too.
Jackie sadly can't be here in the interview today, but how do you think she'd react to winning the award, or does she know about it, and how did she react?
She doesn't know yet. I think she'd be really chuffed. Don't you, Emma?
I do. Yeah, I think she will be very chuffed, because I think she'll be quite shy, and she'll be, no, I might walk away, because she's not used to this, winning things.
Congratulations, Jackie. Well done, you. Our fourth award of the evening is for Participant of the Year over 18 and will be presented by one of the Trust's biggest supporters. It is Dave White from CACT's principal partner, ITRM. Dave.
Hi, I'm Dave White. I'm the Managing Director for ITRM. ITRM is the principal partner and sponsor for the Charlton Athletic Community Trust. proud to do so for the last 7 years. I've been thrilled to ask to present this award today for the CACT Participant of the Year over 18s. And it's with great pleasure that I announce that the winner of that category is Malcolm Ukeje. Well done.
I was feeling as if this was not my place, because this place is totally different from Italy, and I was alone. I didn't have friends, and let's say that was just difficult. It was just really difficult.
He was very nervous. He didn't really understand English, and what he did display was that he had an interest in photography. So we had to be slightly creative with his interest, and thankfully enough, it's probably been the most successful traineeship placement we've had to date.
They gave me the opportunity to work with them, and to participate to some events in which I took some photos and shoot some videos. So actually it was a great opportunity for try something that I didn't expect it, so I enjoyed it and I learned so much.
What was extremely successful was that he was entered into a competition to attain a placement on a photojournalism program called Our Content, which was headed by one of the leading photographers in the UK called Ernest Simons.
I learned how to shoot videos in sport events, because it's really different. So they taught me how to manage the situation and how to set everything proper.
We've successfully sourced him a college placement, which is due to start soon, which is related to his key interest, and we will provide additional sort of working opportunities with our marketing department as well, so he'll always be part of the CACT family.
I was not expecting to be shortlisted for the award, and I was so surprised, but I was feeling so happy.
Well, with all of those wonderful endorsements ringing in our ears, Malcolm, it gives me great pleasure to tell you have won the award. You are Participant of the Year 2020. A round of applause. Congratulations, my friend.
Congratulations.
You came to the country, you didn't really speak the language, and we've heard that you just grabbed the opportunities, and you're well on your way to being a fantastic man. So congratulations, Malcolm.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Any words you'd like to say?
I would like to thank my teacher Nisa, because he was always there for me. He was always there for supporting me, and I really want to thank him for what he did for me.
Congratulations, Malcolm, and congratulations also to Grace Kane-Smith, who were highly commended.
My name's Grace and I'm 18 years old. I started my work experience through sixth form. They gave us some options, and then I saw this one and I was like, oh, that seems interesting. I didn't know it was here till then, so I'd never heard of it, but then when I come, I was like, oh yeah, it's a really good place, and all the staff was lovely. I think my favourite part was probably the different activities, getting to know the young people, just sports especially, they love playing football.
Grace is really outgoing, a very good communicator, and the young people was just drawn to her straight away. And talking about the girls and the sport, she encouraged young people to take part in stuff that they've never done before, and it wasn't about getting it right all the time, but just having a go. So she's been really enthusiastic about getting young people involved in stuff. Yeah,
I'm really grateful that they offer things like this to people, and I feel more young people and people my age should probably think about doing it more. It's a good experience, and it's just a good thing to gain more skills from, really. Before I did work experience here, I didn't really know what sort of path, career path I wanted to go into, really. So being here made me realise I want to do something towards the community, maybe social work or policing and things like that. It's actually really good to know that my work's being recognised and that I'm actually doing something good.
Before we move on to our final award, I don't want to talk about dishing them out anymore. I want to talk about receiving them, because at the Trust, we received quite a few. Not one, but 2 EFL awards were received by us earlier in the year. The London Region Community Club of the Year and the Divisional Project of the Year in the Championship for our work on street violence. And of course, that's not all. We also received recognition twice for our mental health work with older people at the Positive Practice in Mental Health Awards and received a Healthy Workplace Award. So well done, everybody involved. And now it is time to get back to dishing them out. It's the final award of the evening. It's the big one. It's the Sir Maurice Hatter Award for Outstanding Contribution to the Community.
My name is Steve Sutherland and I'm very proud to be an ambassador of the Charlton Athletic Community Trust. I'm delighted to be here to present the Sir Maurice Hatter Outstanding Contribution to the Community Award. Sir Maurice, who very sadly passed away earlier this year in April, was the life president of the Charlton Athletic Community Trust. Through the Sir Maurice Hatter Foundation, he made regular significant donations to the Trust to support its work over the years. And Sir Maurice's role in helping lay the foundations for the range of services that the charity provides today cannot be overstated. Now, this award recognises those who have gone above and beyond in their support for their local community. The importance to the work of CACT of its volunteers has never been more evident than this year, particularly with the Greenwich Community Hub. There have been so many invaluable contributions from hardworking and committed volunteers. So I'm therefore very pleased to say that the award is being shared by 2 people this year who have both worked tirelessly during the pandemic and who have continued to do so virtually every day since March. I'm therefore delighted to present the Sir Maurice Hatter Outstanding Contribution to the Community Award to Chris Mannion and Kit Smith.
It was straight in with Charlton Community Trust. There was a whole range of stuff, obviously from food shopping, food delivery, pharmacy, delivering medical samples to doctors, collecting pensions, collecting cash, paying utility bills, topping up, and then interacting with all sorts of different people, refugees and those who are shielding and people just come out of prison. So it was a massive range of stuff.
Most of the things that I did during the community hub was the pharmacy deliveries. So basically you'd get a list in the morning of pharmacies that you'd need to pick up medication from and the addresses of the shielding patients that couldn't make it out.
But when you look at the things that you're doing it for, the purpose of doing it, the people that really need that service, you just said, you know what, since I'm capable, I can determine to get this done. And then we do whatever we can all around up the aisle, different shops, and yeah, it's a good thing.
I'd never immersed myself in so many different communities so intensely, and it's such a fabulously diverse borough.
The look of appreciation when you dropped off a bag, you gave them a call for them to come to their front door, and you're watching them pick up their medication. Just the look on their face of thankfulness and gratefulness was really moving.
They often say it's better to give a present than it is to receive it. I mean, as we said earlier, the fabulous feeling of well-being when you got people thanking you, and so there was all that. I mean, of course, there was some stress. There was some, there were days when you thought, "Christ, this is quite hard work," but there were moments, you thought about your own life and you thought, you know what, there's some people out here who've got been dealt some horrible cards in life. And whatever problems I've got, they're nothing compared to these people.
When I called it the community hub, it really was a community hub. It was people coming around from looking at people from the community, looking after the community. So I think that's what I have.
Chris and Kit, between you did over 700 hours of volunteering every day since March, which is just remarkable. And that's why you have been nominated for this award. And the reason that I wanted to speak to you as an ambassador for the Trust is to say, and I couldn't be more pleased for you, gentlemen, you have won the Sir Maurice Hatter Outstanding Contribution to the Community Award. You are both winners. Bravo and congratulations. Kit, your reaction to that, your acceptance speech?
Oh, I'd like to thank the director, the producer. No, it was great. No, thank you so much. It was a team effort, honestly. Everyone, Debbie, Charlie, all the Harrys, everyone's called Harry there. Steve, obviously, Mark, Abdi, Abu, everyone. Great team effort. Thank you for just accepting us as volunteers in amongst everyone else. They all did a fantastic job. We were just part of the machinery, and just a great privilege for us to be involved. Thanks, and thank you very much indeed.
Well, what lovely words. And Chris, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, just reiterate Kit's comments. I mean, I had the Charlie McDonald, Charlie East that really supported what I was doing, and this really is an honour. I mean, this Sir Maurice Hatter. I mean, he unfortunately, as we know, passed away earlier this year. So, and he really was very thoughtful about the way he gave his resources. So, this is really quite a very huge honour to receive. Yeah, thank you.
Well done to Chris and Kit. A very, very impressive contribution to your community. So thank you. And once again, well done. And congratulations also to Jay Adam, who were highly commended.
I draw my passion working with young people from obviously not having the same opportunities that probably they do, and not having that person in my life who went that extra mile for me, and I'm talking when I was at their age. So to understand the importance of the role that I play today, I look back at when I've probably been going through one of the most difficult times in my life whilst I was in prison, and for me to have a mentor who I can speak to and helps me out and makes me understand the sort of stuff that are my actions and the sort of consequences that come from.
I think it was my parents and the school come together and thought it'd be a good choice to be able to speak to someone and get my feelings out to somebody and be able to relate with somebody about what's happening.
Being nominated by my manager for the work that I've done for CACT is brilliant. For me, it's deeper than that. For me to be able to give back to the community that I've probably taken so much from, it's very, very rewarding, and to be recognised for it, it feels good. And I'm honoured to be nominated.
I'd now like to hand over to a good friend of mine, the Chief Executive of the Charlton Athletic Community Trust, the one and only Jason Morgan.
I think it's been a good year. It's been a different year, especially sort of like towards the end of it, or the first part of this year. Very challenging, but again we reacted to that and responded, and I sit here immensely proud of what we've achieved and the people that have worked for us and the accolades and acknowledgement that they've got this evening. Just a big congratulations and thank you, which is more important, because you don't get that recognition unless you've been doing some outstanding work, and I think that's what makes us unique as an organisation. We go above and beyond. We've got some great staff that work for us. We deliver some fantastic projects. We've got some great partners, and I think that's demonstrated recently with the work and the response to the COVID-19 and everything we've done around that. And we wouldn't be able to do that without partners. And I think it's important to recognise external partners as it is recognising individuals and departments and teams that have worked with us. Long may it continue, and congratulations to everyone that's been successful this evening.
A huge congratulations to all of our winners at the 2020 Charlton Athletic Community Trust Awards. Hopefully next year we'll be able to do this in person. So until then, stay safe, stay entertained, and keep up the good work.